Hello, my Form 1 students. How are you all doing today? We thank God for another week. So last week, you remember we started with our topic, capacity, mass, time, and money. Capacity, mass, time, and money. And I told you, God willing, the following week, which is this week, we are going to look at time and money. Time and money. But today, Monday, we'll be looking at time, and God willing, tomorrow, we will look at money. Okay, now before we look at this interesting drawing here, let's focus on the most important things you have to know for today's topic. We have units. You all know what these things are. So we have second. And the symbol for second is S. So if you see 10S, you know I am talking about what? 10 seconds. Okay, now minute. The unit for minute is what? MIN. Hour. The unit for hour is H. The unit for day is DY. The unit for week is WK. Same as for month is MO. And for year, we have what? YR. Now, the most important thing you have to do to be able to help with our calculations is to know that 1 minute gives us 60 seconds. So every 60 seconds, we get what? 1 minute. It's the same thing I repeated here. Okay, let's calm down. Now, for every 1 hour, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Okay, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, and there are 3,600 seconds in 60 minutes and in 1 hour. So if you want to convert 1 hour to minutes, you are having 60 minutes. But if you want to convert 1 hour to seconds, then you are having what? 3,600 seconds. Okay, now let's calm down and we will look at days. So for every day, there are 24 hours in a day. You know that already. Now for a week, we have 7 days in a week. For a month, we have 4 weeks making up a month. And for a year, we have 12 months. 12 months. And in the same year, we have what? 52 weeks. Alright, so there are 52 weeks in 12 months and 52 weeks in a year. So that is what you have to know. So before we move on, quickly take a pen. If you have forgotten these basics, quickly take a pen and write them down. Okay, now what are we focusing on today? We are focusing on time. And you can see on the board that I have 2 clocks on the board. Okay, so you can see on the board that I have drawn 2 clocks. Now there are lots of things you have to know from today, but I can't write all on the board, so I'm going to read them out to you in relation to what I have on the board. Now they are saying that there are 2 systems for giving the time of the day. I'm sure sometimes when you ask somebody the time, the person can tell you it's 1 p.m. or the person can say it is 13 hours. I'm sure some of you might have heard it somewhere. So these are the 2 systems that we have. The first system is the 24-hour clock, or let me start with the common one that we all know. That one is the 12-hour clock. I'll explain it from the drawing there. So that one is the 12-hour clock, and the other one is the 24-hour clock. So those are the 2 systems for giving time. Okay, now they are saying that one system uses 2 periods of 12 hours. So they are talking about the first one. One period uses 2 periods of 12 hours. The first starts at midnight and continues to noon. Alright, the first starts at midnight and continues to noon. Times within this period are referred to as AM. Okay, time within this period are referred to as AM, And the second period goes from noon to midnight, and times within this period are referred to as what? PM. Okay, so this is the clock they are talking about. So the first part they are trying to say that what? You are sleeping at dawn, right? You are sleeping, then you wake up at 12 a.m. Okay, now from 12 a.m. you check your time. So going downwards or upwards or whichever we want to call it, from 12 a.m. we move to what? 1 a.m. 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 a.m. So when the time hits 12 a.m., from 1 all the way, so that's the morning time, and every time that you give within the morning, you refer to it as what? A.m. So from 12 a.m. all the way to 11 a.m., all the times are in what? Are in a.m. and they are in the morning. Now, the moment the time hits here, as I have it here, we are going to what? Afternoon, and that is what we call the noon. So from the 12 a.m. all the way to 11 a.m. is the first period. Okay, the first period or the first part of the 12-hour clock. So that's the first part of the 12-hour clock. So the first part of the 12-hour clock is from 12 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now, the second period of the 12-hour clock is from 12 noon downwards or upwards, whichever way you understand it. So that means the moment it hits 12 noon, that is we are in the afternoon. From 12 noon, you don't tell me that from 12 we are going to 1 a.m. No, because now we are in the afternoon. So that is the second period that is starting from the 12-hour clock. So from 12 noon, we are hitting what? 1 p.m. 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 p.m. till we come back to the 12 a.m. So I hope you understand the 12-hour clock, which is very common in Ghana here. Okay, so that's the 12-hour clock for you. Now let's pay attention to the 24-hour clock. Now the other system, that is the 24-hour clock, has one period of 24 hours, starting at midnight and continuing through to the next midnight. Okay, so that is all what I'll be reading from the book for you. And the rest will be questions, but let me explain the 12-hour clock to you. I'm sure some of you might have seen it. Now, with a 12-hour clock, the difference starts when it hits 12 noon. Okay, now you can see that for the 12-hour clock, the times are written in 4 digits. Alright, unlike the 12-hour clock, you only have what is the time? 1 a.m. How do you do 1 a.m.? Yes, like this, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. for the 12-hour clock. But for the 24-hour clock, you have to have 4 digits. Alright, so you can see that all my time here are in 4 digits. Okay, now from here is what? 24. Okay, so this 24 hours is the midnight. So 24:00 is midnight. From 24:00, we are hitting what? 0100, which is 100 hours or 0100 hours, and that is what? Midnight. So in 12-hour clock, the 101 hours is what we have as what? 1 a.m. Okay, but for the 24-hour clock, they'll not write it as 1 a.m. They'll write it as what? 010 hours. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. Now, when we come to, so we are still at dawn, the early morning. So 2 a.m. for the 12-hour clock is what we call what? 0200 in the 24-hour clock. Same as 3 a.m. is what? 0300 a.m. No a.m. and p.m. for the 24-hour clock. The a.m. and p.m. is only for the 12-hour clock. With a 24-hour clock, we don't have a.m. and p.m. Please remember this, note this down. Okay, so all these ones, the top ones, the 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 00, 11, 00 are all for the mornings. Okay, so in the mornings, this is what we have. So when somebody is using the 24-hour clock, when he's writing the time or mentioning the time for you, you say 0600. That's the time, all right? Now, it changes when it hits 12 noon. That is 12 in the afternoon. From 12 in the afternoon, you don't say 0100, but now we are using 1300. Okay, so the moment is 1 p.m., your 24-hour clock. Some people tune their times for 24-hour clock. That's what the US and the other countries use. So when the person mentions it's 1300, you can put your point here, your point here. So the moment the person says it's 1300, that means it is 1 p.m. It is 1400, that is what, 2 p.m. 1500, 3 p.m. 1600, 4 p.m. 1700, 5 p.m. 1800, 6 p.m. 1900, 7 p.m. and it goes on. So my cameraman is going to put the camera on the time as you observe it. Then I clean the board for questions. Okay, now they are asking a question. Express the following times in a 24-hour clock times. So please pay attention to the question. Because of time, I can't write all the questions on the board, so pay attention to the question. They said express the following times in terms of 24-hour clock times. So you have 2 a.m. 2 a.m. right? So the moment you hear AM, the AM should even tell you that it is what? 12-hour clock, the one that Ghanaians mostly use. 2 a.m. Now they're asking you to change this 2 a.m. to 12-hour clock. So before I tell you the answer, let's calm down here. You remember that I told you that what? The top ones for the clocks are the AM ones. So 2 a.m. in the 12-hour clock. For the 24-hour clock, it is what? 02.00. So 0200. It doesn't have AM and PM. Please don't forget. When you are doing the assignment for me, don't bring AM and PM. This is your answer. Okay, so that is it. Okay, let's check for, let's pick another one. 9:35 a.m. 9:35 a.m. 9:35 a.m. So 9:35 a.m. is here. So we are talking about the mornings. The upper part are the mornings one for clarification. So 9:35 a.m. Your numbers must be 4. For 24 hours, you have to have 4 digits. So it's going to be what? 09:35. No a.m., no p.m. So that is your answer. Let's pick the last one for 9:24 p.m. 9:24 p.m. Now remember that I told you that the moment it hits afternoon, the time going, we are in the 13th, the 14th, the 15th. For the 9:24 p.m., we are talking about what? 21:00. And they've added a 24 minutes. So your answer is going to be what? 21:34. This is your answer. Okay. So that is all for today. Hey, that is all for. Okay, so that is for the first part. So let's move on. Okay. Now. Okay. Now let's continue because we have a lot of things to do. So you bear with me with the time. Now let's pick. We'll do a little conversion, which I'll give you more examples to do, but let me pick the first one. You are being asked to find the number of seconds in 10 minutes, 5 seconds. That's your question. Pay attention to the question. Find the number of find the number of seconds in 10 minutes, 54 seconds. Okay, now you realize that with this part, we don't have a problem with the 54 seconds because it is already in what? Second. Our problem is what? The 10 minutes, because your final answer has to be in what? Second. Now, what does our rule say? 1 minute is equal to what? 60 seconds. Now, we are finding what? 10 minutes. We don't learn to forget. Now, do you remember that we are finding more? If more, let's divide. And remember I told you last time that this one is only coming to multiply. 10 minutes and 1 minute, which one is more? 10 minutes is more. So you are finding more as compared to this 1 minute. So if more, less will divide, and this one will multiply. So we have 10 minutes all over 1 minute times the one that is multiplied. So minute cancels minute, then you have what? 600 seconds. You are not done. After that, you add the 600 seconds to the 54 seconds. Then your answer is 654 seconds. Okay? So I'm putting all the times in today. Then we move on. Okay, so the last question, the last thing we are looking at for the day is how to add times. Okay, how to add times. Let's pick this one. So you are supposed to add hours here, minutes here. You have 4, 3. We have 40 minutes here. We have 25. We have 38. We have 2:35. You are being asked to add this. Okay? You are being asked to add this. Now, what you do is you add the minute part first. So we have 8 here. You add all these things. You have your 138 minutes here. Okay? Because of time, I'm not going to take time. You can add this. So when you add all these in minutes, you get 138 minutes. Now, when you get this here, you try to find out, you have to carry, remember what we did in capacity and mass. You cannot carry minutes and come and add it to the hours here. So you have to convert this to what? Hours before you can add it here. Now, you ask yourself that out of the 138 minutes, how many hours can I get from it? Okay, now I have 16 minutes giving me what? 1 hour. Now when I take this 60 minutes from this 138, I will still have another 60 inside what is left after I deduct, right? So I can take another 60 minutes from here. So that means from this 138 minutes, I have taken what? 120 minutes, which is the same as what? 2 hours. Are you getting it? So I can get 120 minutes from this what? 138 minutes, and this 122 minutes, 120 minutes is the same as the what? The 2 hours. Now when I deduct this from this, I am left with what? If I deduct 120 from this, I have what? 18 minutes left. This 18 minutes, I can convert it to hours. So I leave this, I clean this 138, and I bring my what? My 18 minutes here. So now I'm coming to carry these 2 hours here. So 2 here, 2 plus 4 is what? 6. Then we have 9, then we have 11. So your answer is 11 hours, 18 minutes. Okay? So let me take the last question under this addition so that you understand. Then we are done for today. Let's take, maybe we'll take 2 more questions so that you really understand what I'm doing. Now the next question. 6, 28, 1, 56. We are adding, okay? Now what do we have here? 8 plus 6 is what? 14. We have 1, 3, and what? 84. So we have, this place is what? Minutes, and this place is what? Hours. Now, what I said, you have to first take your 60 minutes from the 84. right? So we can take our 60 minutes, which is equal to what? 1 hour. Then we have our what? Minus 84. So what do we have here? What do we have? 24 minutes left. So out of the 84, we have 1 hour and 24 minutes. So you carry the 24 here. So it's the 24 that you leave here. Then how many hours are we carrying here? 1 hour. So we have 7 and what? 8. So 8, 24. Okay, so because of time, we are going to end here. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.